Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. Never quit working to make money. Now, this is very important. It would seem simple, but look, we got a lot of people out there not working. One of the major things going on is a labor shortage. And, people complaining and saying, well, these jobs ain't paying a living wage. Yeah, you're right. Many of them aren't, and that's a bigger thing. Meanwhile, billionaires out here making more and more money every day. The people at the top making money, and you got people, they can barely buy food or anything like that. But here's the issue, though. You still got to live. You still got to do something. And you know what? You might have to get 2 jobs. I'm gonna tell you something now. I'm always talking about I've had 1,000 jobs. Now, I haven't literally had 1,000 jobs, but I probably had more jobs than the average person. Because even when I was working for the government, I had a part-time job, and then I also had my publishing business. I was also doing like some vending, selling like little books and pamphlets to people. I was staying busy. I was making sure I kept some money coming in. Yeah, you're going to have, hey, look, and you might have to do some hard work for that money. In the meantime, figure out what you can do to make even more money. But the one thing you can't do is quit. Now, I understand if you want a job and you catching some hell, or you got bad managers or something like that, or it's stressing you out. Oh, trust me, I can understand that. In fact, I would highly recommend that somebody on that type of job gets off of it. But you move from that job to another job. I highly recommend that. That's one thing that you're going to have to do. But whatever you do, you can't quit working. Because even if you leave a job for whatever reason, you need to be looking for something else. Because there's plenty of people out there, they just don't want to work. They just don't want to work, and they feel like somebody else going to take care of them. They might be living off a family, whatever, living off the government or whatever. Yeah, you can't do that. First of all, your family, it's like fish. It starts smelling after a few days. You getting on their nerves. The government only going to give you so much money. And indeed, I'm familiar with how the government does, even with people living off of something like SSI or something. They make them spend money. They can't even save money. So it's like, well, wait a minute, how's that really helping you? Like, I'm always talking about saving. You can't save money getting money from the government. They gonna make sure you spend some money, because that's one of the things. They try and keep the economy going. That's how and that's part of how they able to give you money, because they getting tax money from someplace else. So you're going to have to keep spending money. Look, you're going to have to work. Now, unless you in a position physically or mentally you can't work, that's different. That's different. But even nowadays with social media and stuff like that, you could still probably do something from home. I work from home. So you can still do something. You got to keep working, whether it's a job, whether it's a business or something. You want money. That's the only way you're going to get money out here. People ain't going to hand you money. I know there's a lot of people that get into the lottery and stuff like that. But how many people win the lottery? How many people win the lottery? And indeed, some people will win the lottery and then be broke within a couple of years. I'm actually acquainted with someone who had won the lottery in the state of Maryland a couple decades ago. I don't know what they're doing now. And let's just say he was jacked up, but he was spending money like crazy. You don't want to be in that position. Look, you got to keep working. I don't care what you're doing. You got to have that work ethic. That work ethic is going to give you money. Is it going to give you $1 million? Probably not. You probably got to work harder for that. And you know what? You might not be making a living wage. Like I said earlier, you might not be making a living wage on that one job. Okay, that's understandable. Then you get 2 jobs. There's no shame in working 2 jobs. With my educational background and everything, where I was working, I still had 2 or 3 jobs. I don't mind, because I knew I had to bring money in. You got to keep money coming in. Never quit working. The beauty of money is if you do something, you're gonna get some money for it. And now, like I said, you might not always get a living wage. That way you get 2 jobs. Now, if you can't get a living wage with a combination of 2 jobs, that might be an issue. But then there's some people out there, they might get still something extra. You get some people out here, they will work, but they always got money. And indeed, they might look into investments or something like that, or figure out how they can create a business or something. But the bottom line is they don't quit. They don't quit. You can't quit. You know? You can't quit. Yeah, you can quit that individual job, but that just means you going for another job. And in fact, if you do it smart and you having trouble on one job, you already looking for something else. You already looking for something else to do. You already looking for someplace else to go. Shoot, smart people, they usually have a job lined up. They are literally monkey branching. They're literally monkey branching from job to job. You know, they'll get a 2 weeks notice, they already got their other job. Shoot, there's been plenty of times I've done that. I'll be on a job and then, shoot, I remember one job when I was working retail. I was working in the office. Before working a retail job, I was working in an office. And they wanted me to spend more time on the retail thing because it was part-time at first. I said, well, you know, I'm making money here and there. They gave me more money. And I had mentioned it before because I was working, I was working part-time on that job. They wanted more time, but I said, well, hold up. They paying me this. They giving me this money. Yeah, I got to give me more money. I was only like minimum wage for this retail job for 2 weeks but I had to keep going. You got to keep going and doing what you can do. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. You got to work. All right? Work. And you got to have that attitude to work. Like a woman I had mentioned a few times, may she rest in peace. She was like a second mother to me. She had a government job, but she also had a part-time job where she would make money to buy property, buy cars, buy everything. And she was having fun on it. But she had a work ethic. And that's one thing you gotta have. I can talk about money matters all I want, but you gotta be somebody who wants to make money. I mean, it might seem basic to many people, but believe it or not, there are plenty of people out here who don't want to work. And it's like, nah, that's not gonna work. That is not going to work. If you want to make money out here, you're gonna have to stay on a job, a business, something. Indeed, there are many people who have a business and they still have to work a part-time job or something. There's plenty of people. There's no shame in that, but you gotta keep that money flowing. We live in a society where, money isn't everything, but it's up there with oxygen. If you wanna live, you wanna eat, you wanna take care of your health, you wanna take care of everything, that tool called money is needed. And you can get as much of it as you want, but you have to work for it. And if you want to make more money, there's no shame in getting some certification, education, whatever you got to make even more money. But you still got to find a way to make it. And you can't quit working and think you're going to live. And yeah, you got some people who might get a lottery or something. And, after taxes jump into that and they done hook up all their cousins and everything or spend money, they usually back to work. They usually back to work. And that's how you have to look at it, all right? So anyway, I want y'all to think about that. Because otherwise, this channel, you don't have to watch this channel. I ain't gonna lose sleep over it. But you have to work. Never quit working to make money. So that's all I have for today. Y'all know the deal. Let's go make that money.